Sunshine, everyone. 6:01 here on your Tuesday. Jason and Alicia here with you. Thank you for starting your day with us on Sunrise. Love these warmer temps that we've been dealing with. Last week, it feels like we were just at the absolute bottom, and now we're seeing that light.
I feel like spring has arrived, John. I know I don't want to jinx anything because it's Minnesota and we'll get something, but
spring of deception.
No, I think you're all right. Listen, are we probably gonna have snow this month? I'm sure when I'm talking about March, but I don't see any wild Arctic blasts or anything like that in the next couple of weeks. And by the time you're in late March, even if you got the Arctic eye to visit, it wouldn't be nearly as cold as it was last week. So I think we're good. 31 degrees out here right now. We have cooled down about 9 to 10 degrees from yesterday. That's just because we're clear and the winds have lightened up quite a bit. So again, calm winds coming in here today. Whenever things calm down, it does allow temperatures to cool off. So we have seen temperatures pretty much everywhere drop below 32 this morning. You can see 28 in St. Cloud, 26 this morning in Brainerd. I love today. Today with the lighter winds, you're going to like it. It's going to be a little more enjoyable than yesterday. More sunshine before 2. Now we're still going to be talking about thickening up the clouds at 5 or 6 and even tracking some rain tonight in your forecast. Cece, good morning.
Good morning. The big map has been looking good for the past hour. I haven't seen a single crash, slow down, stalled vehicle all morning, though I have been showing you some different views around the metro, tours around the metro. So we'll go east and west next time, north and south. The things are looking pretty good. When I see you next too, I'm also going to be talking about some construction that's going to start later tonight, South St. Paul, Inver Grove Heights area. Good morning if you're waking up there. So stick around for just after 6:15.
Will do, Cece, thank you. We do have some new developments to tell you about right now out of our nation's capital. Hours ago, Elon Musk issuing a new threat to millions of federal workers to prove their productivity or be fired.
These new details come as the deadline on his original email ultimatum passed at midnight. Audrey Russo is in the newsroom this morning with the reaction from Elon Musk as well as Doge. Audrey.
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, we are now 6 hours past the deadline for when federal workers were supposed to respond. Elon Musk is doubling down this morning, saying workers will have a second chance to answer what they did last week. About 10 hours ago, Musk posted on X that failure to respond will result in a firing. And it's just the latest step in a saga that's full of mixed messages. Hours after President Trump praised the email system Monday, his own Office of Personnel Management told federal agencies that responding was voluntary. So some agencies told employees to send in their answers, including the Commerce and Transportation Departments. The Justice Department, FBI, Homeland Security all reportedly instructed their staff not to respond. So how will the Department of Government Efficiency wade through all of these replies? Well, I'll break that down coming up in about 30 minutes. Back to you.
All right, Audrey, thank you so much. As you head to work this morning, rideshare drivers across Minnesota will make their way to the Capitol.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock, they're going to make a historic push that could help them form a union. Michelle Beck is at the Capitol with more on that. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, good morning to you, Jason, Alicia. In the next 4 hours, Uber and Lyft drivers will take to the Capitol, demanding a right that many other workers have. And as I just learned in the last hour or so, SEIU 26 points to drivers as independent contractors. That label may be what's preventing them from unionizing here in Minnesota. A preview of this morning's press conference shows the effort is led by 2 DFL lawmakers. They're planning to introduce a bill this session giving rideshare drivers the right to form a union. If the drivers vote to unionize, they'd be able to negotiate a contract with Uber and Lyft. The preview note also cites issues over pay and working conditions. And rideshare customers will know this, that fares went up a little bit as of December when a new law set minimum pay for drivers. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, I'll break down the context of where this new bill to unionize is coming into this, the picture behind this new bill. Jason, Alicia.
All right, Michelle, we'll check back in 30 minutes. Thank you. We're taking you live right now from Vatican City as hundreds are visiting to pay their respect for Pope Francis, who is hospitalized in critical condition. And just within the last 90 minutes, we got an update on his condition. The Vatican says after a good night's rest, the Pope met with the Vatican's Secretary of State and his deputy to approve new decrees of candidates for possible sainthood. Doctors also say his kidney problems are no longer an issue. And back here at home, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops called for a unified prayer. Basilica of St. Mary in Minneapolis asking people to pray the rosary privately for the pontiff. This morning, we're hearing more stories from Minnesotans who have shared moments with the Pope. Mary Jo Copeland met him 10 years ago when he visited the U.S.
You know, the beautiful part of the Pope He doesn't judge anybody. He loves people. You know, when we judge people in this world, then we can't love them. And I think I felt that from the Pope.
We're going to be following the Pope's condition throughout the day, both on air, online, and on KARE 11 Plus. You can download our KARE 11 Plus app for free for extended coverage, including a look back on the Pope's 2015 visit to the U.S.
We are tracking possible fallout overnight following the U.S. taking sides with Russia in a shocking vote against a UN General Assembly resolution. That resolution would have condemned Russia's war against Ukraine. The U.S. also voted yesterday with Russia on a UN Security Council resolution proposed by the U.S. calling for an end to the conflict, but does not call the Kremlin the aggressor in the war. The resolution passed without the support of 5 European members of the Security Council.
In 3 hours, Amy Bach will be back in court for the Feeding Our Future fraud trial with co-defendant Salim Saeed. Yesterday's key witness, the former owner of Sambusa King restaurant in Hopkins, already pleaded guilty to the case. He testified about how he tried to take part in the federal child nutrition program the right way before the fraud, serving about 300 meals a day for a week. Most fraudulent meal sites claim to serve 3,000 meals per day. He then testified about a check that he wrote to an account run by Amy Bach.
Time now 6:07. New investigative reporting shows how little Minneapolis public school officials shared with parents and families after a data breach 2 years ago, including a $1 million ransom and leaked information. Here's what we know right now.
I'm Jennifer Hoff. New investigative reporting shedding light on what the Minneapolis Public School District did and didn't reveal to people after a cyber attack 2 years ago. The documents published in The 74, a nonprofit covering education, found the district first turned to its insurance provider and the FBI, hired lawyers to negotiate with the hackers, and took 7 months to alert more than 100,000 people that their sensitive information had in fact been accessed. And the original $1 million ransom was actually more than $4 million. What else was uncovered and what the district had to say is posted now at KARE11.com.
In a matter of hours, we're expecting to learn more about the old Kmart site in Minneapolis. The area will be under construction this year to transform it into the new Nicollet Avenue connecting Lake Street and 29th. It will include wide walking areas, bike lanes, and extra room for transit. Today, Mayor Fry and other people involved in the project are going to share more on the progress and answer any questions from the community.
Over at the state capitol, fraud is getting a spotlight. The head of the Minnesota Department of Human Services testified in the last 24 hours in front of a new House Committee on Fraud Prevention. The hearing focused on fraud at daycares and the Child Care Assistance Program that the DHS oversees. According to the agency, it has 4 investigators and has stopped payments to 79 providers since 2021. In his budget, Governor Walz has proposed adding staffing to DHS to provide more oversight.
Developing this morning, passenger train service between Minneapolis and Big Lake could be coming to an end. The Met Council and MnDOT officials say that they're looking at possibly changing the North Star rail service to a bus service. It comes on the heels of a recent study that shows ridership went from 2,000 to 3,000 passengers a day before the pandemic to only a few hundred daily riders since then.